All right, music fans, welcome. Harmless Dave here on the Harmless Dave channel. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that already. And there are ways to support the channel. And of course, doing these videos in real time for a few real people out here, just like you and just like me. Hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving. Before I talk about Arnel and Journey, um, here is Atlantic. Okay. You know what, folks? I'm realizing that I'm one of the few people out here that continues to promote melodic rock. All right. This is their album called Another World. It's good. It's really good music. And if you like bands like Journey and Foreigner and Styx, um, and maybe Asia, throw them in there, you probably like Atlantic. Go check this out, courtesy of Escape Music. Came out over the summer, and it's really great music. You put it on, you go, "Wow, there's a band that sounds like the stuff I listen to." If that's not your style, I get it. I promote a lot of other things here on the channel, but this is kind of my go-to style, just because a lot of people tend to like this. All right. I mean, I promote all kinds of things, and this year it's going to be weird coming up with a top 20, but I'm thinking about it. Maybe it'll be the top 10 melodic. Maybe it'll be Dave's random picks. I don't know. So let's do a little screen sharing here because it's fun. And over on Instagram, Arnel Pineda wished everyone a happy Thanksgiving. And what was weird about the post is that he had this thing running here where it's pictures of the old band, which didn't include him. People like Greg Raleigh. I mean, these are classic Journey pictures. This is a great one. I mean, they're all great pictures. Steve Smith, um, and of course, Steve Perry. And so a lot of fans were like, hey, dude, how come you're not in these pictures? And then people start to wonder, is he saying that he's done with Journey, or is this the Journey he believes should exist? Um, it would be cool if the Escape lineup would reunite. I know that's crazy because I'm a big Dean Castronovo fan, but to bring him back for one last tour would be amazing, or an abbreviated tour. But I don't see anything happening with Steve Perry. I continue to monitor the situation. I have people, and those people have said nothing, and they typically don't say anything, even if something is happening. So you have to just guess, and my guess is probably not. If anything, maybe Steve Perry has an album of original music that's in the vault that probably comes out in 2025. All right. But he is wishing folks a happy Thanksgiving. He says, as well as millions of fans who have loved them. Like he's speaking outside of Journey. Like, yeah, Journey's a great band. I've loved them for a long time. It's like, hey, you're in the band. Thank you so much, Journey official. And thank you so much to the fans and friends who've kept the band going all these years. Hashtag Ross Valerie. Hashtag Steve Smith. Hashtag Herbie Herbert. Greg Raleigh. Ainsley Dunsbar. Robert Fleischman. He's going deep. Steve Augeri. Jeff Scott Soto. Good for him. You know, it would have been interesting, and I've said this before, and people don't like this take because they don't think Soto was the right guy, but it would have been interesting if they kept Soto, they had picked him, and then they kind of walked away from that pick. I'd love to know who pulled the plug on that, like who the person was who said, no, no, we just announced him as the singer, but no, we're not going to do that. We can't do that. We have to go with somebody who sounds more like Steve Augeri and Steve Perry. And so eventually they got Arnel. But people, when they read this stuff, they think, okay, he's not recognizing himself. He's been very humble in that regard, as if to say he just showed up on scene and he's filling in for Steve Perry or Steve Augeri or Jeff Scott Soto. And he recognizes pretty much everybody. He didn't mention George Tickner, the late George Tickner, from what I understand, right? So, and that's kind of sad because George is a part of the early journey, but there are other people that have helped Journey behind the scenes, managers and producers, record producers, Escape and Frontiers, especially the production on those albums was just insane. Roy Thomas Baker in the early days, right? On Infinity. The critics like Infinity better than Escape. I tend to like Escape better because I think there's better material on Escape, but the production value on Infinity is just so cool. And that was a transition album where Perry shows up and then they become more palatable and more mainstream. So, anyway, old Journey pictures just flashing by. So, that's pretty cool. And Arnel, I'm pretty sure he's going to stay put for a while. They've announced shows in 2025, or at least one show, maybe more than one show. I'm not sure. And I don't see this changing anytime soon, even after all the drama from this year. And there was a lot of drama. But these days with Journey, there seems to be a lot of drama that is just a natural part of who they are and what they do. And I'm pretty sure Arnel isn't a fan of all the drama. And it's too bad because, again, they could just be humble and happy and make the money and make the fans happy and do the best they can and give Arnel a rest every so often so he's able to sing, because when you sing this catalog night after night, it just destroys your vocal cords. It happened to Steve Perry. It happened to Steve Augeri. Soto wasn't around long enough, but I'm sure his vocal cords would have suffered eventually. And Arnel's been there for years, like 2007. I mean, he is the longest tenured lead singer for Journey by a lot now. So give him some credit. I know some people don't like him. Some people don't like him for ridiculous reasons. Some people don't like him for legitimate reasons. But overall, you go see Journey and he's a great entertainer. He mingles with the fans. He's humble. He doesn't complain a lot unless things get a little bit weird, and then he starts to say a few things. But anyway, I mean, there's been some feuding back and forth between himself and one other person in the band in particular who, I don't know, folks. I'm gonna try to play this straight and just say, hey, by the way, if I critique someone, I'm not trying to harass them. All right, just want to make that clear. I'm not harassing people because I'm critiquing the things that they're doing. So I'm trying to be softer and gentler for a number of reasons. So my channels don't get deleted, number one. All right, here's Atlantic and their album Another World. I think you should check this out. I don't know why people wouldn't like this. So when I make recommendations and some people have thanked me for those recommendations, I will say this: it would be nice to have the support of the melodic rock community. It would be nice, okay? And I know they don't like my politics and they don't like me as a person and they don't like the way I look. I've heard there've been a number of different things that I've heard. They've wanted what happened to the other platform. They've wanted that to happen for years, which is really sad. Now, if I had played it straight the entire time, maybe people would like me. All right. And the people who do like me like the fact that I can reason and I use logic. And anyway, that's beside the point. I guess I'm I'm just a little perturbed because I promote this stuff and nobody reaches out and says, "Hey, thanks for doing that." All right. And I'm talking about the people in the business, the people in the industry, because who else is doing this? I'm sure there are people doing it. I know there's one guy who does the whole listening thing and does the reaction thing, but I'm telling you to go listen to this, right? If I played it, maybe that would help, but you're a few mouse clicks away from listening to this entire album if you want to. So, Escape Music, go to their website, check out the music over there. They've also got the Lone Rider album, which is conveniently sitting right here. So, two albums from Escape Music. This could be my favorite of the year. I've actually got to spend more time with it because that's what I did with the last one. And it just, as time went on, I'm like, this is so much better than pretty much everything that came out in that particular year. I think it was 2022. So, anyway, folks, God bless everyone. If you're traveling for this holiday, the weekend part of it, please be careful out there. There are crazy people about, and some of them have had too much to drink. So just be aware of that. I will be back, so stay tuned, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. That's what I need right now.